This week, we launch our own podcast. You can listen to it through Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. We'll be covering stories from around the world, similar to those you see on this program, but we'll get a bit more personal and candid with our guests and correspondents. So if you're on the go, whether on the train, driving to work, or just out for a run, give us a listen and make sure to subscribe. Search online for CGTN and the Heat podcast.
We're having a little squabble with China.
As China grows and the balance of power shifts eastward, we will take a look at why the two largest economies are not exactly seeing eye to eye. Hello, I'm Anand Naidu, and this is The Heat. Trade, technology, security, areas that Washington and Beijing are sparring over. But why is China's growing influence making the United States feel threatened? And what is the path forward? CGTN's Jim Spellman takes a look.
In the 4 decades since China and the U.S. normalized relations, the two countries have become economically intertwined as China has risen to become a major world power. The U.S. and China are now the world's two largest economies and have at times been each other's biggest trading partners. While there have been strains in the relationship, policy experts say the economic interdependence has helped avoid major conflicts. But those days may be coming to an end.
Since this U.S. administration took office, it has been disregarding the essence of mutual benefit and win-win cooperation between China and the U.S.
U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war has the potential to sever the economic ties that have helped maintain balance between the two nations. Administration officials suggest this is the beginning of a much larger conflict, a so-called clash of civilizations.
This is a fight with a really different civilization and a different ideology, and the United States hasn't had that before. Trade is not the only problem, and maybe not the biggest in the long run with China, and perhaps it's really a symptom of the China problem, which has deeper historical and strategic roots than we've understood.
Tariffs have already reduced trade between the two countries, and the Trump administration has taken further steps to challenge China. By taking aim at Chinese telecommunications giant Huawei, the U.S. risks creating a divided global tech economy. A digital iron curtain with some countries aligned with U.S. tech firms, others with Chinese companies. As trade tensions have heated up, the Trump administration has seemed more willing to confront China in the South China Sea and has hinted at a willingness to challenge the one China policy regarding Taiwan. The impact could spread through the world economy, weaken international security, and the rules-based global order.
The so-called clashes of civilizations are untenable. Unfortunately, this idea is influencing leaders of some countries, among which some are Western countries. This unsupported theory, believing that civilizations are hierarchical and one civilization is superior to the other, and that superior ones will have wars with inferior ones, is disastrous to the world.
China has rejected the idea of a clash of civilizations and repeatedly calls for more dialogue to resolve issues.
It is foolish to believe that one's race and civilization are superior to others, and it is disastrous to willfully reshape or even replace other civilizations.
A trade deal won't solve all the problems between these two countries, but it could once again create an interdependence that may help maintain a peaceful balance in the relationship. Jim Spellman, CGTN, Washington.